Cosatu is concerned by the growing number of municipalities failing to pay workers. The number has risen to 27 in 4 provinces, and some of the municipalities that have frequently defaulted in the payment of salaries include Ditsobotla, Mahikeng, Tswaing and JB Marks. We're now joined by Cosatu's Matthew Parks, spokesperson for the organization in Parliament. Thank you very much, Matthew, for your time this afternoon. What do we need to understand about these delayed payments?
Good afternoon. Thanks for having us. It's been a crisis. It's not a new crisis. We have seen workers in growing numbers of municipalities not being paid the salaries in time, or even for months at a time. We've also seen instances when workers do receive their salaries that the pension funds or medical aid or taxes that are deducted from them are not handed over by the employer, the municipality, to the pension fund or medical aid or to the relevant tax authority like SARS or the UF, for example. And that's also a criminal act. It's a huge crisis. A year ago, there's about 20 municipalities in 4 provinces which are routine defaulters. In the past year, it's grown to 27 municipalities in 6 provinces, largely concentrated around the Northwest, the Northern Cape, the Free State, Eastern Cape. And there's a real crisis. We've seen one municipality in the Northern Cape, for almost a year, the workers are not paid, forcing them to go on strike. It makes it very difficult for these workers to get to work, to take care of their families, to survive, to pay their debts, let alone for those workers to do the job that the community depends upon them to do so, whether it's collecting refuse, ensuring the roads are paved, the water is functioning, etc. So it's a real crisis. It's not just an isolated incident. About 10 years ago, about 10% of our municipalities were in financial distress. In the last decade, that has grown to about 90% of municipalities. So it's a huge explosion of municipal dysfunctionality. We've seen some municipalities like in Lichtenburg in the Northwest or Frankfurt in the Free State, where companies like Clover, the dairy company, which is a large employer in these towns, very small, poor rural towns, closing because the municipality is not providing basic services like water, roads, electricity, and so forth. We've also seen a rise in municipal debt owed to Eskom, going from about 40 billion rand a few years ago to over 60 billion rand today, largely concentrated in 47 municipalities. Community debt owed to municipalities too is also ballooning at about 280 billion rand. So it's a huge crisis. And I think the point is that workers are paying the price at the municipal level. Communities, working class communities, companies are suffering also directly as well. And if you continue on this path where national government, provincial government, SALGA, COGTA, Treasury don't intervene, then things are going to get worse and things will simply collapse. So we're really at a tipping point in local government, and government needs to do something to hold the complete collapse of local government.
You speak of SALGA. It has a new CEO in Sithole Mbanga. I presume this is an item to add on his to-do list. Have you reached out as yet?
So SALGA, our affiliate organizer in the local government sphere, has been engaging SALGA for many, many years, and they're extremely and correctly frustrated. They don't know what more can they do. They have been raising the SALGA, they've been raising the COGTA. As Cosatu, we have been raising this with Treasury at Parliament and so forth for many, many years. I think that the point has come now that someone must organize workers to go and strike in these municipalities, as is the legal right to do so. I think there's also time that we should be going, as Cosatu and SAMU, and occupying the mayor's offices, the MECs for finance and local government in these provinces, the premier's offices, to make life uncomfortable for them, because it can't be that they could continue to receive their salaries as politicians, yet local government under their watch is collapsing and communities and workers are paying the price. It's time that Treasury the National Parliament also intervene with these municipalities under administration, because clearly the mayor and municipal managers are just not fit for purpose. They don't know what they're doing, and we should not expect miracles from people who have run these municipalities, which were once functioning, into the ground.
Cosatu's Parliamentary Coordinator, Matthew Parks, thank you very much for your time this afternoon.